Somebody more famous than me once said a week's a long time in football. I think it was Bill Shankly. Certainly been a heck of a 7 days in the Championship. Have you twisted and turned much in that time over how you're viewing everything, or is you still keeping it as it is?
I think so. One game at a time. Focus on us. Focus on how we can improve. It's been a weird feeling, like I said to you, we've lost one game in 7. Ipswich, and that was a game we played really, really well in. But we had 2 draws either side of that were frustrating. But I think we've gone back to being really hard to beat and really hard to play against, and we need to continue that. And there's lots of stuff we need to improve on Saturday, but we were the best team and we deserve to win, in my opinion. And I'm really pleased with the guys, the character they dug in and showed that, and we're going to have to show that in abundance over the next 5 games. But it's all about tomorrow now, and we need to take care of that. It's really that simple.
And the good thing is, you're on a trajectory again, going the right way, and you know and they know how good they can be, and this isn't them at their ceiling.
Yeah, no. There's, I think the one game we lost was the best we played in this run. So I think there's room for growth, there's room for improvement tomorrow night, from Saturday, and then it'll be the same again, hopefully, from Tuesday to Saturday again. So, yeah, we'll continue to focus on the process, the way that we work, as we have done all season. And I think there's lots for the guys to be really happy with on Saturday, but also lots for us to understand that we need to do a lot better. And usually this group responds in a really brilliant way to the stuff that we try and help them with. And hopefully it'll be the same again.
You've talked in recent weeks about not overcomplicating things, and you went with the old adage, you've won the game, go out again. Can you do that again, or do you have to consider the squad more now because it's another Tuesday off the back?
I think there were some tired bodies and tired minds, and also the emotion of the game. I was exhausted on Sunday, let alone what the players were from that, the emotion we all felt and how it happened. So we have a brilliant group of players as well. So it's up to us to use the quality of the squad, but also determine which are the best players for this game. And the players for the last 2 games have done brilliantly. So yeah, we'll wait and see tomorrow, see how they feel, see what we feel, and hopefully whatever team we put out will be confident is the one that can win, because it's another tough challenge for us. But yeah, every game we'll treat separately and see how it comes.
Your old club Norwich scored a massive late goal at Deepdale to a bit of a gut punch for Preston, and I feel like the biggest danger is that they're in the last chance saloon and they can come and throw everything at you because they know they're running out of chances.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that this morning, so I don't know what their approach will be, whether they feel it's too much for them to get into the playoffs now, too much needs to happen, or if they feel they might as well just completely throw everything at it and have a go. I'm pretty sure it'll be that because of the mentality of their group and how hard they work, and they've had another really good season. So yeah, it will be tough, but as I said, it's about us and it's about our approach. We're chasing something ourselves, and something so big, and it's so important, and the players need to show that on the pitch.
What's the biggest learning from Watford?
For us?
Yeah, for the 2
I mean, there's lots of things that happen at 2-0 up that then mean we don't go on and score 3 or 4. So it's about that really, and it's about the players understanding that and why that happens. And but also one of the biggest learnings is this team that never gives up. They're fighting so hard for each other, they're running so hard for each other, and we're going to need that.
When you're playing football matches, I often wonder as a pro, when I played rugby when I was younger, because it's such an adrenaline sport, you're pumped up all the time, and sometimes in football we want players to be calm and thinking clearly. And then when I talked about Preston, I also thought about your boys they're sort of no doubt what they need to do every game. Can you let them off the leash, or do you have to have some control in that sort of way that they need to think? Well, you know what I mean, adrenaline wise.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they have to feel everything on the pitch, but also they have to understand and manage the state of the game at times, and make sure that we're playing the game that we want to play as much as we possibly can. And on Saturday, it was a bit too transitional at times. So that is about taking the temperature out of the game, or adding to the temperature of the game, depending on what it needs. And I feel we have ways of doing that and managing that, and it's reminding the players about that, and involving them as part of the process, and them understanding why and why certain things are happening and what we can do to help that. And I think on the whole they do it brilliantly, because we're trying to get them to do the hardest thing in the world, I think. which is to dominate the ball and dominate as much of the game as possible, and to win it back as quickly as we possibly can when we don't have it. Trying to do both sides of the game, and it's not easy. That's why I'll always be grateful for what they're doing and what some of the stuff we see on the pitch, because it's incredibly tough. But we really believe in that, and we will always strive to be that team and do it in that way. And if something is good in the first minute, if it's the right way to do it in the first minute, it's the right way to do it in the 99th minute, in my opinion, is why we win the game. Because actually when we went 2-2, we played more like us than we did for the rest of the game. The first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes, we were more us, and we score in both of them periods. And it's not like, for me, it's not a coincidence. So, yeah, we have to be the team we want to be all the time, and that's a challenge, and that is not easy. It's tough, but it's a brilliant challenge for us all to have.
Final question, if I can. It's been nice seeing it's what we wanted when we spoke a week ago about the relationship between the fans, the stadium, and the players again building back up towards the end of the season. Coventry, then the excitement on Saturday, and I think it's nice that atmosphere, we know is going to be there from the start, and the players can thrive on that, hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be really important. It's going to be so important. And also I think, like an acceptance, there are going to be a few scary moments in the game, and I think Flynn said it after the game better than I could. Like, we're at a point now with 5 games, the style of the team is not going to change. So we need to be better, and we need to do better, but to try and stick with it as much as possibly can, because the players will need that help at some point. And the fans have been incredible since we come in, the way they've received us, and even like a few moans on Saturday, I always feel like it's a real minority, and then the majority take over and really willed the team on at 2-2. It would have been so easy at that point for it to be really difficult, the energy in the stadium, but actually the fans were great, and they got so behind the team. So yeah, I love the connection between the supporters and the team, and how that's grown. And the moments like Saturday, the last second, hopefully that helps it even further. But we are going to need them. And like I said to you, we've had so many coaches come in and say, well, the stadium, the atmosphere, how different it is now coming here to when we've been before. And that's a huge compliment to the supporters and to the players for what they've done. So we have to keep growing that and keep building that. And now more than ever, the players need them. The players need the supporters, and in the really good times and the tough moments as well. So it's going to be huge.
We'll try and hold our nerves on and off the pitch. Thank you, Russell.
Cheers, Russell. Just quickly, team news. Anyone not available that was last week?
Maybe Sekou. Maybe he gets suspended for 3 games. We're waiting to find out for his off-the-ball incident with Ryan Porteous. So yeah, I think Sekou might be the only one that maybe misses out.
Is that you likely to find out before tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I was going to ask about Jones anyway, because at the moment it seems like last week he was such an important player. He offers something a little bit unique at the moment, but you've got a lot of games in a long time. You have to flog him a little bit, I suppose, and keep him going. And how do you do that?
No, he's robust. He's fine. He's looked really good physically. He's a really good athlete. He's a brilliant character. So yeah, he's become a really important player. He's hit 15 goals now. He's had a really good season. And he's going to be a huge player for us moving forward till the end of the season. So he's in a really good period at the moment. You look at him and he looks good. His confidence is high. I think for any striker that's really important, when you feel like you go on the pitch and you feel like you're going to score. But he contributes so much to the team, the way he comes and takes the ball, the way he presses, set plays. So yeah, he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and we have a squad with enough quality in it that if Shane needs a rest, he will. And if he gets tired on the pitch, he'll come off. But he's a really important player for us.
I thought he was a little bit robbed for the guard. Obviously, Carl's a brilliant player, but how did that go?
Did Carl get that, did he?
Yeah, on the stats, yeah. I mean, I've all my life watching football, if it hits your teammate and goes in, it's
yeah, I don't really understand that, but fair play for Carl and unlucky for Shay.
We get a goal bonus for that. I did want to ask about Carl though. He was in the team this season last night, the Championship, which is obviously an amazing achievement. You've spoken about Carl loads of times. We know how brilliant he is, but what is it about him as a person and as a player that makes him as good as he is?
He's just he's a brilliant footballer, intelligent footballer, technically really gifted, really brave with the ball. Can do a lot of things with the ball, and I think he's been really important for us. He's only missed 1 game, and that was Ipswich, because Middlesbrough was his first game back in 5 or 6 weeks, and he got really tired in that game. So it shows you how important he's been, and he does some amazing things in terms of helping us build up and play out, and the attacking threat he has as well. So yeah, he's been fantastic. He's had a great season, and so many of the players have. I was surprised it was only Kyle in there. Adam maybe could feel hard done by. Taylor as well. I think it's been Jan, and they've been so consistent. So, but it is what it is, and the lads applauded Kyle this morning on the training pitch. It's good for him. It's good for the club, and now he needs to top it off by achieving what we set out to achieve at the start of the season.
I don't know how many players you can say are too good for the Championship, but I thought it was an amazing achievement for the club to keep him this season.
Yeah, no one's too good for the Championship. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's a brilliant league. I think so many brilliant players play in the Championship, whether on their way up or on their way down, or they get relegated with a team and stay in there and play and help their team get back to the Premier League. So I cannot stand that statement about being too good for a league.
Would you like that to be a big effort this summer to try and keep hold of him again?
I think if we get promoted, it becomes a lot easier. If we don't, we won't keep hold of Carl. There's no point in pretending otherwise, really. Financially for the club and Carl's ambitions as well. I think Carl was great. He didn't kick up one fuss this summer. There was a bit of interest, but not enough to tempt him or the club into him leaving at all. But he dealt with it professionally and really, really well, which is why he's having such a good season, because not at one point did he not try and not give everything he's got. So, yeah, but we have to get promoted to keep a lot of these guys together. That's the fact. If not, then my job will become different in the summer in terms of how the squad looks and the people we have. But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say, it would then come down to, no matter how much effort we want to keep Carl, and which we will, it will come down to finance, and it will come down to Carl's ambition as well. So the best solution is for us to get promoted to the Premier League altogether, and then it becomes less of an issue.